God is Redeemer. God is worthy of worship. God is the Lord. God is the one true God. God gives new life. God is provider. God guides and protects. God desires relationship. God dwells with his people. God never fails. God speaks to us.
In the past few weeks, we've heard how God freed his people from slavery, brought them into the desert, and gave them his laws so they would know how to honor him as the one true God. God loved his people, called them his own, and led them through the desert to meet with him at Mount Sinai. God showed his people who he is. He wanted them to know that he is the one true God who has all power. God wanted his people to know that he is their deliverer and protector. As the Israelites traveled through the desert, God also desired to be close to his people. He desired to dwell with them. Dwelling means that God comes near to his people in a special way. The way he chose to do this was to dwell in the tabernacle. The tabernacle is like a big tent that sat at the center of the Israelites' camp. Now, does God actually live in a house or tent? Of course not. He's God. He's everywhere. But when he chose to dwell among his people, his presence came into the tabernacle. His people got to come close to him and spend time with him in a special way. God gave very specific instructions about how to build the tabernacle and asked for many different items to be included in it, such as gold walls and beautiful purple and red fabric too. Using many beautiful items, the Israelites built a tabernacle where God's presence would dwell among his people. Once the people finished the tabernacle, God's presence came down on top of it in the form of a cloud. What do you think it might have looked like to see the cloud in the day and fire lighting up at night? God didn't leave his people to wonder if he was dwelling with them. The cloud and fire showed them he was always with them. God chose to dwell with his people. His presence was inside the tabernacle and could be seen in the cloud and fire. But God desired to be even closer to his people. How do you think he planned to do this? You're exactly right. Hundreds of years later, God the Father sent his Son, Jesus, to die on the cross and rise again so people didn't have to be separated from God because of their sins. And Jesus comes to dwell inside of us when we choose to trust him. Isn't that awesome? If you have asked Jesus to live in your heart and life, God dwells in you. Do you know that God dwells in you? You carry God's presence and glory with you wherever you go. You don't have to build a tabernacle to meet him. He's already inside of you. This is our greatest hope. God is with us.